Hello everyone, in this video I'll be going through an example of how to compile a SPEC 2017 benchmark and running it in gem5. I will largely be following this tutorial. I will post its link in the description just for credit. However, just make sure to follow what I'm doing in the video instead of the instructions here in the first part, because it doesn't work out of the box. It's configured for their own systems, so might as well just follow the video. Yeah. So the first thing that you have to do is to copy the spec benchmarks from the shared data folder into your own home directory. So it exists under the data shared spec 2017 and then spec 2017. So this is the place from which you have to copy it. So I'm gonna copy it here into my home directory. It's gonna it's gonna take some time because it's around 14 gigabytes. So just give it a minute or so. All right. So the first thing that you'll have to do is to go into it. So um, first we have to create a configuration file. So we'll have to go into the config folder, and then this is the base config file that we're going to be using. So we're going to make a copy of it. Linux x86. We'll call it GCC Linux x86.cfg, and we'll open that. So we have to make some modifications. So to the editable fields here. So we'll search for edit. You don't have to modify this one. You also don't have to modify this one because it's 64-bit compilation. You can so this is the number of uh, threads that you may want to use in building the benchmarks. 8 is just fine. Okay, yeah, here we're gonna be leaving this one as is too. Yeah, and also, yeah, this one will also leave it at 1, 4, yep. Yeah, this is the one that we have to modify here. So this is the GCC directory. If we come into the kernel, to the terminal and type which GCC, we can see it's in /user/bin/gcc. So this is the example here. So if this is where GCC is built and stored, this is what we have to enter here in GCC directory. So we're just gonna have to enter user here. What else? So this, we have to modify this if the version is 10 or more, and I guess the installed version is 9 point something, so we don't have to modify that. Yeah, we don't modify it. This is just fine. That's okay. Yeah, we don't have to modify that too. Yeah. So that's what we have to modify in this file. Yeah. So after that, we're gonna go to the root directory of the benchmarks, and we're gonna run source shrc. Yeah, so this file gives you some utilities that you can use to navigate the benchmarks folder. So you just source it into your shell, and then the next step would be running package tools dash dash conf let's just, yeah, package tools arc name. So this is gonna be gcc dash linux dash x86, which is the name of the config file that we entered. You're just gonna leave it for a minute. Right. So yeah, next we want to compile a single benchmark and produce the its binary, and also know how to invoke the benchmark. So for that, I'm just gonna um, choose one of these benchmarks, and the process is gonna be the same for any of them. So let's, for example, take a look at x264 underscore s. So you can just use the Go utility provided by the shell utilities that we just sourced, and type the benchmark name here. Yep. Um, and here we have to run what is called as a fake run, which will produce the build directories um, for this benchmark. So let's just copy the command from here. So we're just gonna change the last option, which will be the name of the benchmark, which is x264 underscore s. Right. This will create a bunch of directories. So after that, we're gonna cd into build, build base. So we're gonna be using this base flavor here. So you'll find a pcam base folders in each of the benchmarks that you build. But yeah, we're just gonna go into the base of each of them. So here we're gonna have to run SPEC make, and we can maybe give it a number of threads. 8 is just fine. Okay, so sometimes this will happen, and you'll just have to give it the name in the target option. But yeah, this only happens for some of the benchmarks, and I'm not sure why. But yeah. Okay, so now you can see that the the binary is created here, so we can just invoke it. But yeah, you can see that in order to run the benchmark, we have to provide it with some inputs. And so to know what the options that we need to pass it to the program, we're gonna go back to the root folder of the benchmark and go into run base, um, and then here we'll invoke this command spec invoke -n, which will give us a bunch of examples of running of the benchmark. So this line here tells us how to invoke the benchmark. So this is like, you can just ignore the first part because this is the name of the binary, and then after that, these are the options for the binary is expecting. So we'll copy that and go and maybe and then we'll have to run the benchmark from this directory. So we'll just invoke it from here, build the base directory, and then it's called x, yeah, so that's the name of the binary, and then we'll paste the um the options that we got from spec invoke. So this isn't gonna work out of the box. As you can see here, it didn't return 0. And so for this benchmark, I guess like the input file, so this is the input file that we provide to the binary, and it's called bunnybuck.264 instead of .yuv. It's here in the folder. So by just changing that, I got it to run properly. Yeah. So this is us running the benchmark on our system, but we want to run it in the simulator. So in order to do that, we can just invoke gem5 as follows. So I'll also use the version that is provided for everyone in the shared data folder. So it's here, build x86 gem5.opt, and then we'll give it the system call emulation configuration file, which is in the same directory. Configs examples se.py. Yeah, so like this file se.py expects like lots of options, and the option that takes in the name of the binary is dash dash cmd, and we'll just copy the name of the binary, paste it, yeah, and then in order to provide the arguments or the options for the binary, we give it the options argument, and then we pass all that between the quotation marks. Yes, I guess so. Okay. Um, so yeah, so now the benchmark is running inside of gem5, and of course it's gonna take so much time. So um, we're just gonna interrupt the process here, and as you can see here, we have the m5 out folder which has the stats file. M5 out stats.txt. Yeah, so these are the statistics for the 5 seconds run that we just that we just run here. Right. So that's how to go through that's how to go through running as like a benchmark in gem5, and the process is the same for all the other benchmarks. You might need to slightly modify the commands just as we have done here for this benchmark. But hopefully it's gonna be obvious if you need to change something. Yeah. So I think that's it. Thank you.